So there's only a finite amount of land on the planet, and we're using increasing amounts of that land for food production. We're going to have another 2 billion people join us on the planet over the next 30 years, so we're going to have to produce more food for them.
Increased technology in the food production system should enable us to better monitor each step of that food production system and improve efficiencies with food delivery.
So there are a number of different ways that we can use technology to maybe stop using more land or curtail the increased use of land for food. They include moving food production indoors, maybe even moving food production into the lab as well. We're seeing with lab-based meats. There's a whole range of technologies around fermentation, for instance, 3D printing of food, and then also automation, I think, are going to be big players as well. Of course, we could move production out into the oceans. Most of the planet is covered with ocean, but we're only utilising a small amount of that for food production.
As a food source, aquaculture can use a really tiny fraction of our oceans to produce a really significant amount of high quality and delicious seafood protein that will be really sought after by global consumers. Plant and food research is pretty busy in this space. We've got a lot of work going on. It's early days yet, but we are developing a mobile aquaculture production system. So if you think about being out in the open ocean, this is a containment system that would hold finfish. It's mobile, so it can move to where the temperatures are most ideal for that species, would be able to avoid storms or other things that are happening out in the ocean that would be detrimental to the fish. It's able to be tailored to the species and the life stage that's being grown. So it's really a concept that is all about moving your production through the ocean while at the same time making sure that the conditions inside that system are really spot on for what's being grown inside it.
There are some obstacles to applying new technologies to food production. Social license is a major one in terms of people's acceptance of new technologies. And secondly, the capital cost to some of these new technologies can be quite high.
Increasing collection of data in the food supply system help us design and improve efficiencies in that system to improve the use of food and the quantity of production that's provided. A digital twin of an orchard is a virtual representation of a real orchard. That virtual representation is mirroring what's happening in real life within that orchard. Currently, it's taken our physiology team 8 to 10 years to develop a new growing system. Potentially, these models might enable us to grow out those systems in the future on a computer rather than in real life, and saving a lot of time. So potentially that could happen in a period of weeks rather than years.
So currently, New Zealand is seen as a major food producer. We feed 50 million people from a country that only contains 5 million people. But I think there are more opportunities for us, and we could have a greater role in feeding people, not just directly with the food we produce, but also with the technologies and food production systems that could help other countries so that they could produce more food as well.